Do you struggle in math but not your other classes? I'm here to tell you that lack of progress in math is not a measure of your intelligence. Lack of progress in math is a result of the actions used to prepare for class or exams. So much of math, we're used to this model of the teacher does, then we all do together, and then you do on your own and expected to learn it. At some point, this will fail for everyone, including me. My name is Julie Gunkelman. I teach math at Oakland Community College. I'm starting a series here on this YouTube channel. I named it the Math Mastery Series, Navigating Success at Oakland Community College. I've been working on a grant project this semester, and I'm going to share the information with students, whether you're at OCC or not on the internet. But if you're at OCC, you will have an opportunity to meet with me personally. One of the things I did to prepare for or to research for this grant was read these two books, Teach Students to Learn and Teach Yourself to Learn, written by Sandra McGuire and Stephanie McGuire. They are pretty much the same. It's just the lens is different if you're a teacher or if you're a student. You might recognize that the pyramid, and it shows more on the Teach Yourself How to Learn book. You can see Bloom's taxonomy on there, but they talk about it a lot in the book and about how we can use it to be a tool to learn a little bit better. One of the things, I'll give you a little nugget right now, is that if you concentrate on the top, so turn this pyramid on its head, right? You want to think about creating, evaluating, and analyzing as your primary focus every time you're trying to learn something new. The rest of it will come into place. It'll funnel down and come into place. You want to be thinking about, how does this relate to what we did before? What new thing can I do? What new kind of problem can I solve? Those sorts of things as we go. McGuire and McGuire have 10 strategies in their book, and some of them are related to each other, like previewing, preparing for active reading, paraphrasing, reading actively, and using the textbook. They all kind of go together. I'm going to be doing some more in-depth videos on these particular strategies to try to help you out, and I'm also going to adapt them for math. So McGuire was a chemistry professor, or is a chemistry professor, and so it's going to be a little bit different for a math textbook, for example, or what it might mean for paraphrasing, etc., when we look at those materials. The other 5 strategies, let's see, one of them is to take notes by hand. Most of us do this in math because it's really hard to type math, right? So there is some research that says if you handwrite your work, that you're more apt to learn it versus typing it. And then, of course, this is a big one. You want to do your homework without using solved examples. I've been teaching for over 30 years. Every time I see students rely too much on their notes, I know they're going to be in trouble. They're going to have a hard time. So you don't want to be doing that. You want to, and you're like, well, I don't know what to do to solve these problems. You have to try, right? You're going to have to try. And the biggest thing you want to do is stay away from this, right? We all know about these apps. It's so tempting. Boom, you can scan your problem and it gives you the answer. However, that's not what we're after. We're after that you learn the material. And really, if you're doing all these apps, all you're practicing is scanning a problem and getting an answer spit out for you, which you're not going to be able to do on an exam. So you want to stay away from these apps. I know it's so tempting. So tempting. Another thing that McGuire talks about in the book is teaching the material to someone else. Some research talks about how you want to teach it to a 5-year-old. Some things, obviously, you can't teach a 5-year-old, but you want to be able to explain it to somebody else so that they understand. Another thing that you want to do, if you haven't done this already, is work in groups. There is some good research for this as well. Being able to communicate math, not only just to hear it and speak it, right? But you're working with other people and bouncing ideas off of each other. And that's going to help you remember what to do when you get to your exams. And then the last thing that she focuses on the book is creating practice exams. I did some other research on metacognition and the whole process and found this cycle, and I did use it with my students this fall of 2023. And looking at planning, like what you're going to be doing and when you're going to be doing it, monitoring your progress, monitoring these techniques, these 10 things that McGuire says that we should be doing. And then, of course, evaluating, right? Evaluating yourself, your knowledge, etc. When you think about learning, right, everything comes into your short-term memory, and we want to make it go into your long-term memory. So we need to do something to encode that learning, right? So code that material. And if we do that properly, and you might be missing that right now, if you do that properly and we also practice the retrieval process, we're going to be able to retrieve it when we get to exams. Okay, so I gave you a couple little snippets, a little bit of summary. I'm going to be going in more in depth on this video series. If you want to meet with me in person, you can do that. I have two orientation sessions planned. This is for winter 24 OCC students in math 1150, 1540, 1560, 1580, and 1730. I've got 2 sessions for you. One is Thursday, January 11th at 7 o'clock, or you can meet with me on Friday, January 12th at 1 p.m. This is going to be via Zoom. I'm going to have you register, and please be sure to use your OCC email address so that I know you're an OCC student. And you can do it by, you can register by going to bit.ly/meetgunk, or you can scan the QR code on the bottom of the screen. I also will put it in the description below so that you can just click on it. So you can hold up if you want to watch the end of the video first. Also, if you're an OCC student, you can make an appointment with me during the winter of 2024. Again, for any of these 5 classes. These will be in person at Orchard Ridge or on Zoom. So if you are taking math at a different campus or you live at the north end of the county, something like that, we can meet on Zoom. It's just a little harder. It's a little bit easier if I can sit and look at your paper, but if you're going to meet me on Zoom, you just have to be ready to scan some things so that I can prepare and I can see what's going on with your work. Again, please use your OCC email address when you're making these appointments. I need to verify that you are an OCC student, and you can do this by going to calendly.com/jgunk. Again, the QR code is going to work, and I will also put it in the description below. So the last thing that you can do with this series is you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can see when new videos are coming out. I'm going to try to do the big bulk of them, the ones that are really going to count and help you out the most. I'm going to do those first so that they're ready for you at the beginning of winter 24. And then I'll have some more that trickle out along the way because I don't want to overwhelm you all with all these things that we can try and you would need to evaluate them to see if they're going to work for you, of course. So you guys know how to subscribe to a YouTube channel. You can see if those things come back, or please come back. If you're watching this video and it's after, like it's being posted in December of 23, if you're watching it after, just please look at the playlist. I'm going to have, once I have a playlist, I'll have it down here in the description below in case you come back and you see this at a later time and you're not getting the notifications in real time. Thanks for watching, and I wish you success in your math class.